Can you talk about the importance of shutting down their run and how you guys were able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, going in, looking at the film, we knew it was a big counter identity team, and that was one of the main things we focused on, killing their run game. Yeah.
Coming from Southern California, I imagine this game probably meant a lot to you. Just playing against a lot of guys you probably played around in high school. Just how big of a game was this for you? Obviously, the backs against the wall, the college playoff race in contention.
I'll just say kind of. I mean, it was definitely cool playing USC. You know, he grew up in SoCal. I was always a Oregon fan, but like you got to be. In my family, you kind of have to be a USC fan too. So it was just cool playing them. But I mean, I think just the gravity of the game and where we're at in the season was more of a motivating factor for me, and just like personal goals and just wanting to be the best I can be. That was more of the motivation for me.
Back lefty on right. In a 15-point game, your defense, you guys came away with 2 clutch turnovers on drives that looked like USC was going to get some points on there. How vital were those 2 defensive stops that you guys came up with? And do you feel like that had an impact in the final outcome of the game tonight?
I mean, yeah, definitely. When you look at like just college football as a whole or football as a whole, like one of the main driving factors to winning is the turnover battle. So, getting those turnovers, giving our offense the ball back and not allowing them to get any points, that definitely was a big factor in the win tonight for sure.
Did you guys feel like you'd probably give up some things in the passing game and they got some PIs and things like that, but that there was no way they were going to be able to put together enough drives, especially with not having the run game support as well to beat you guys?
Yeah, I mean, coming into the game, I mean, you got to give props to like who we played. We knew they had some pretty good weapons on offense. The quarterback, Kai Lemon, number 8. So I mean, we knew there's going to be some that goes wrong in our perspective. They might get a big play. They had a couple big plays, but I feel like we knew that was going to happen. It was more of how we're going to react. Yeah.
On the left here, John.
Throughout the season, we've seen Nasir come in for the third down, like NASCAR type packages. And today he comes in, inside spin move, gets the hit on the QB, and he forces a high throw that if he can pick off. Like, what do you just see from him every day in practice? He just seems like a freaky type of athlete out there that you don't see coming off the edge that often.
Yeah, you said Nas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've been seeing this since like middle school. We went to middle school together, but like you said, he's a freak, man. You put him out there. You be like, nah, you about to go in. You got this one job, and he's gonna execute the job, and he's gonna do more too. He's gonna hit the quarterback. He's gonna get a sack. I don't know. I just feel like when you put him in, he just causes havoc no matter what. So he's definitely a freaky athlete.
You're on the right, Brad.
Mentioned being a USC fan growing up. Obviously, you were a USC commit at one point, and then you're the captain today with the 2 USC transfers. Just what was that like for you to be able to be a captain for this game in particular?
Yeah, I mean it was cool. Again, like I mean it's cool playing USC, and it's cool playing every other school too. But I think just the motivation was more of just the level of the game, and I don't know, it's just another game. I'm trying to improve every game, but I mean being USC is definitely it's definitely a cool opportunity.
You're on the right, Zach.
You were a tight end in high school. You any jealousy that Bryce gets his number called? Are you going to be harping on Landon to get on offense soon?
No, I ain't no jealousy. I don't know. I just we seen that play practicing in practice, and I think everybody was just excited when we seen the Packers go out there. And I don't know. I think everybody had the confidence like, there's no way there's not going to be a touchdown. Bryce played quarterback in high school, and then you got Bear and Amari kickout on a kickout block. Like ain't nobody want part of that. So
You're probably out there.
He kind of stole my question, but to take it into a different direction, I know you've been contemplating whether to go pro or not. I mean, if you come back next year, maybe you can get a touchdown.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that'd be cool.
coaches talked all year about strength in numbers, and
hmm
this defense rolled guys fairly deep over your
Yeah.
career too. But this defense appears to be deeper or more willing to roll deeper
Yeah.
spots than
Mhm.
years before. 2 years ago, Birch goes down in the Pac-12 title game. It had a big impact. Obviously.
Yeah.
Why is this defense just playing not just deeper in talent, but
hmm
to where you can roll 3 or 4 corners, 3 or 4 safeties, 5 and 6 edge guys,
hmm
and there really doesn't seem to be much of a drop off.
Yeah. I mean, I think it starts with the culture. Starts with the culture that Oregon has and that Coach Lanning has enforced, and then like great teams, coach, he's gonna enforce the culture, but the players are really the ones who are gonna expand it and multiply that. Um, I don't know. So when you have people, when you have players who like you said, like maybe like 3 deep, but everybody knows their job, and as a coach, there's no like you don't have any doubt in the player if you know they know their job, and then there's just a lot of good players too. So yeah.
You're a guy that goes against Fox Crater in practice every day. So what have you seen from him to just get him to the point where he's trusted to go protect Dante's blind side in his
Mhm.
first ever start?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of back to what my guy said right here. Like I go against Fox like every day. I go against World every day. And when you see guys in practice and they're doing what they're supposed to do, doing their job, like I don't have any doubt in him when he goes out there. I got all confidence that he's going to do his job, and he's going to play to his best ability. So yeah.